Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to get into my income that I earned from February 1st through February 8th. I feel like I want to do this in weekly segments because even though I get paid twice a month on the 1st and the 16th from my main job as a flight attendant for United Airlines, they pay us on the 1st and the 16th, and then my rental income, of course, comes in on the 1st of every month, $2,500. But I do make random extra money throughout the weeks that don't always coincide with my pay. Oh, there's a siren. Oh, can you tell I'm back home in New York? Hang on. Okay, I'm sorry. That siren snuck up on me. I haven't had to pause for videos for sirens, I feel like in a while, at least a couple of videos, but we'll see what today brings. There's number one, 30 seconds in. So anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to do this weekly, even though United, my company, pays me on the 1st and the 16th, I do make random extra money. And let me tell you something, even if it's $10, if it's $100, it counts because I am at the bare bones minimum. I mean, it's almost like you can't even budget it because, I do, but you can't even budget it because there's just too much month and too many bills for the month rather than the pay, you know what I mean? So, oh, someone just liked one of my items on Macari. Well, let's pause that and try to make them an offer and try to sell something. Hang on. Okay, I'm sorry. Who would have thought that I'd be pausing for Macari notifications? But hopefully by the end of this video, I will have sold my daughter's Gap puffer jacket. So we'll see. Okay, so my total income was $4,755.70. Out of that, I paid rent in this apartment, $2,700. The real rent, $7,120. I live with baby daddy. He hates it when I call him baby daddy. Will not stop. So if you want the backstory on that, the love, the lease, the lessons, video on this channel breaking down why I'm here. AFA card, that was paid off a couple of months ago. It remains paid off. My Capital One is the next one on the chopping block. I hate them. Hate's a strong word, and I use that correctly here. Capital One, I paid $150. I did $56 extra. PayPal, $140. My storage unit, $77. Best Buy, $193, and Nordstrom, $262. Now, I'm thinking of getting rid of my storage unit. It's $77. It was just $67 a couple of months ago. It's only going up. But I have my mom's stuff in there, my grandmother's stuff, a lot of my kids' stuff, like from growing up. Is it stuff that I would absolutely die if I lost in a fire? No. Would I be sad? Yes, but it's just stuff, and maybe I could just clear out the storage unit and put it in the corner of my room. Although clutter really stresses me out for my mental health, but $77. How many, let me see. I have until April 15th of 2027 in this apartment. We're in February now. So February is 1 year, March, April. So I have 14 months left. What's 77 times 14? That's $1,078 I could save in storage unit. I feel like that might be worth it. We'll have to circle back to that next month because this month is already paid. Maybe in a couple weeks, I'll make a game time decision regarding that. That's $1,000. So, that can go towards a part of a credit card. Anyway, let's get back on track here. So, my credit cards are paid up until the 16th. I don't have to worry. My variable expenses, I paid groceries $16.73. I bought packaged salads, crackers, and hummus. Pizza, just last night, my daughter wanted pizza, $13.24. Petco for my darling cat who has bladder issues, $18.65. Michael's, $3.47. That was my needlepoint floss. Gum, $3.80. And $40 for getting to and from Newark Airport for my last San Francisco trip. That was $6 round trip from the New York City subway to Grand Central Station. From Grand Central, I catch the New York the New Jersey coach bus to get me to New Jersey from New York City. That's $34. So all in all, $40 round trip. $95.89 total, 40 of that being work-related expenses. Now, did I need to buy the pizza last night? No, $13.24. I shouldn't have. I should have made her dinner. But I picked her up from her ceramics class about 5:30, and she wanted pizza on the way home. I stopped, $13.24. But other than that, the gum, $3.80, the Michaels, my needlepoint floss, $3.47. But my needlepoint makes me happy, and I do it on the plane, I do it in the airplane, I do it at home. So $95.89. Here's the problem. Here's where I'm stressing out. I have $1,137.31 left over. That has to go to my mortgage and 6 other credit cards by March 1st. That is not enough. Even on my 16th paycheck, I'm probably only getting about $1,000. And that is because I took off for the snowstorm. And in retrospect, I had zero right to do that. In the moment, I was, mental health. And yes, but I am scrappy and I am hardworking. I have no problems. I work 16 hours a day domestically most days anyway. I have zero problems being scrappy. I can push through anything. That is my biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? My best quality is that I am scrappy. I'm a hard worker. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty or take even like the dirtiest job. I am not afraid at all. However, I should not have prioritized mental health. I know some people say I should have, but like right now, my mental health is in decline right now because I'm not going to have enough money to pay the rest of the bills. I've never been late on a bill, and I'll be damned if I'm going to be late this month. So even though I'm picking up, like for example, on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, the 8th, I just a few minutes ago picked up a Chicago turn. I should be back by 4:15 in the afternoon, so I'll still be able to watch the game and eat all the yummy food. I better be back by 4:15. I better be back early. You hear me, United? So I picked up a Chicago turn. I'll make $335 on that turn. However, a turn is, I go from New York to Chicago with people, I drop off people, I sit for an hour and a half, I wait for a new aircraft to come in, and then I get new people and I come back home. We're literally just turning planes around. So I'll make $335. The problem is that I won't see that money until March. So no matter what I work this month, I'm not going to see it right now on my next paycheck. It's going to be in March. But I still need more hours to make the bare minimum for March. It's quite the conundrum here. So I never should have taken off the snowstorm. Am I happy I did? Yes, I got to go snow sledding with my daughter and enjoy the snow from the warmth and comfort of my apartment, but I don't think that I should have done it in retrospect. But moving on, for cash in hand, I can do Instacart, and I proved that to myself in the last 2 days. I made $150. Now, I didn't make as much as I wanted to yesterday, and that is because I had checked the traffic report coming back into New York City, and the FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, it's a road here, completely backed up. It was a parking lot yesterday. And so I left New Jersey at 2:00 to get back to make sure I'm back in the city by 5:15 so I can go and get my daughter. And I still have to walk 4 blocks to go and get her once I'm home. And I had just made it. Now, anybody who lives in Jersey, they love to say, oh, we're 20 minutes away. You're not. And even those people in Hoboken, it's like a half an hour away, 40 minutes away. And that's if you're taking a ferry, if you're taking the path, which is a train, and real estate agents love to say, oh, you're 20 minutes away from New Jersey. You're not. You're like 40 minutes. You're an hour, And it took me 2 hours to get from New Jersey between the George Washington Bridge and then the FDR. So you could say, yeah, you're 20 minutes away, but you're really not. You're not. And New Jersey people, you guys know that. You're not. at least North Jersey people. And you know what? I'm also allowed to say this again because I grew up in Springfield, New Jersey, which is Union County. It's very close to Newark Airport. And never ever once did I get to New York City in 20 minutes. Like, it's always been at least a half an hour. And that's just stepping your toe into New York City. That's not, you're at a restaurant ordering your food. That's just, you've come into New York City. You still have to find parking and everything else. Anyway, I digress. So I have $1,137.31 left over. If you were here just for the numbers, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I swear you keep me just on point. I write down everything in my little book. I'm not a computer girl. I'm not even like a calculator on the phone girl. I am a old school calculator. I enjoy the art of writing. I enjoy the art of thank you notes. I love to write. I have many journals. So it does not surprise me or anyone that knows me that I write everything down, every single thing. And I do carry this with me everywhere. I write it down. However, there's something different between the sting of writing it down in your book and then having to come onto the World Wide Web and spill your guts. You know, that stings a little differently. So there's a lot of different ways that, I'm keeping myself accountable here. So that is also why I'm going to do this weekly as opposed to bi-weekly to go along with my pay schedule. I'm going to keep myself accountable. So now for a little life lately. This morning we had my daughter's concert, her winter concert, and baby daddy left before I did because he went to the office today, which is lovely. So I have the apartment to myself, but he went to the concert a little earlier. My neighbor and I walked to the concert together. Our daughter's school is just a few blocks away. So we went there together. No, well, let me back up. Last night we had hung out after we put the kids to bed. Now, I went over to her apartment. Me leaving my apartment and leaving my daughter in bed, it's not like I'm leaving my house and going next to her, although I'm not opposed to that either, to be honest. But we live in a building, it's like a hotel, so I'm literally going next door. I could leave the door wide open if I had to. So I went to her apartment last night and we just hung out and had a glass of wine and just caught up. But she gave me, where's the box? This, it was brand new and she gave it to me. This is a mini petite mane. It's a heated brush. And let me tell you why this is amazing. First of all, here it is. Now, I did not use it, so don't judge my hair based on this because this is barely even brushed. But it is so lightweight. My cell phone weighs more than this heated brush. It is amazing. It is so lightweight and it is so tiny. I mean, it's probably like, here's a soda can. Look at that. Like, it's perfect. It is perfect for my suitcase. And I heated it up last night. It heated up in seconds. Now, here's the difference. This is my old heated brush. This is actually a hair dryer and a heated brush. It is so heavy. This is by Shark. It is so heavy. And I mean, look at the cord on this thing. Like, just stop. This is my second one. I do love it, but it is a monster. It's like this is the iPad and this is the old school like Apple computers, like the Macs or whatever they're called, with like that sit on the computer. This is so heavy, and this is my second one. I burned the first one out when I was in Dublin last summer. I plugged it into a, the converter thing, which I should not have done, and I burned both the adapter and this right out. So I had to buy another one. And these are not cheap. These are like $80. And this one was free. I don't know how much it retails for, but I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait to use it. So she gave me this last night. And then this morning we walked to the concert and she was telling me that she has a brand deal with Equinox. Now, I always thought it was Equinox, like the gym, Equinox. I always thought it was Equinox, like the ones all over the city. It's not. Now, Equinox, the gyms themselves, they like to think that they're a little better than all the other gyms, like the Crunch gyms and the Planet Fitness, and I don't know what else is around here, New York sports clubs. Equinox is a little snooty, right? And they should be. It's a beautiful gym. And nothing against Crunch. I used to go to Crunch when I thought I had money. It turns out I can't even afford Crunch right now. So it turns out it's not Equinox. She goes to E by Equinox because she has a brand deal with them. And E by Equinox is an invitation only gym. There's one right here on Madison Avenue, which is right next to Central Park, just a few blocks away. And she goes there and it's like to the 10th degree of fanciness. It is. And she showed me a few pictures. I've seen pictures online from her just posting it, but she showed me pictures of beautiful robes and slippers and fireplaces and foo-foo fancy drinks. It is gorgeous. She's like, do you want to come as a visitor for her? No, I do not actually. No, I would feel so wildly uncomfortable, and I know I shouldn't, but this kind of ties into the imposter syndrome that I'm kind of feeling, at least today. So do I want to go to the gym with her? No. First of all, I'm not that fancy of a person, although I'm pretty sure I can get real comfortable there if I had to. But right now I am in my work, get out of debt era. So while we're sitting at the concert today, she's telling me about E and Equinox, and she is not bragging. She is not that girl. When I tell you she is down to earth, trust me when I say she is down to earth. But she's telling me about the E by Equinox. And then oh, someone just bought something from Vinted for me. That's exciting. See that? Money's coming my way. And then our other friend was telling, and none of these girls are bragging. They're all just wonderful, wonderful girls. But our other friend was saying how she just closed a deal in a multi-million-dollar home the night before last. Our other friend is an oncologist, and she was saying that today she is teaching a class after the concert, that she was teaching a class on molecular biology. What? Oh, and another one of our friends, she is a morning host on a radio show on Sirius XM radio, and you probably know her. I will not say her name, but you probably know her. She is so funny if you listen to any sort of the poppy stations. But I'm sitting there. Your girl is sitting there thinking, I just did Instacart yesterday. And by the way, because I was in the hotel that I wasn't expecting to be in, I just, I got the hotel for free, so I stayed in it. But I wore the same clothes, for 2 days in a row doing Instacart. And talk about imposter syndrome. You all are doing all this, and I'm out here busting my butt, treading water, trying to make sure I have food on the table. It's wild. And these girls do not make me feel like this. I make myself feel like this. But I have to remind myself that the people I surround myself with, my friends who love me and accept me, are simply mirrors of what is possible. Now, I'm only feeling this because I just did Instacart. I did feel this over the summer with another group of friends, but for whatever reason, I felt it more so today. And I think it's only because I just got done busting my butt for 2 days doing Instacart in the same clothes. So I think that's where that is coming from, but I'm really proud of myself because one of my greatest strengths is that I am not afraid to be scrappy. I'm not afraid to work hard. I mean, shoot, we already work 16-hour days domestically anyway. I am not afraid of hard work or getting my hands dirty or doing what I have to do to make ends meet. That is by far my greatest strength. However, dare I dream to pay off my debt? Dare I dream to pay off my house in New Jersey? Dare I dream to stay in this apartment after baby daddy leaves, after the lease ends in April of 2027. Dare I dream to stay here? Dare I dream to be at a perfect health and weight? You know, dare I dream to have $1 million in retirement at 48 years old with a negative $60,000 net worth? You know, so I do have big, huge, so very delusional dreams, but I will get there. This debt will be paid off. That house will be paid off. My retirement will be funded. I will have a place to live come April 2027. And I'm not going back to a cockroach alley. I am staying here. I know what that sounds like. I do. I know what that sounds like. But if all of these people around me can have such big lives, why can't I? With hard work, determination, and keeping my head, what's the word? My head down, my head to the, I don't know what it is. Just keep my head down and work hard. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back again. I was in the middle of life lately when my phone out of nowhere was like, you know what? You don't have any storage left, so delete some things. I had to delete 60,000 emails. In fact, they're probably still deleting right now. So I'm gonna get this life lately over really quickly before my phone catches on that we are recording again. And then I'm gonna go and clean the mess of my phone up, much like the mess of my finances. We're tackling them all apparently now. So my next life lately is someone had, when I had said something about my cats and their bladder or his bladder rather, and the crystals that are in it, I felt like I had failed as a cat mom, right? And then other people wrote in and said, oh, my cat had the same thing. And one in particular said that she changed the diet. I asked her which one. She told me. So I have a Petco, PetSmart, whatever it is, right up the street from me. And I ran over and I got Royal Canin, the urinary one. And he wasn't eating his medicine. He would like sniff it out in the regular cat food. But for whatever reason, I put it in this one and he ate it. So it was a total win. I was so upset thinking that maybe I would buy, because this is expensive, thinking that I would buy this food and then he wouldn't eat it. And it's like, what do I do for a cat that like won't eat their medicine or won't eat the food that they're supposed to be eating, you know? But to my surprise, he did. So I spent $18.65 on cat food. I bought two different ones, the Royal Canin and I bought Hill. And I think the Royal Canin is the one that someone told me that they feed their cats. And thank God he ate it. So we're good with that. However, this was an expense that I was not expecting to have on top of all the money I already spent on these cats. But $18.65, and at least it's working. So there's that. And I think that was it for my life lately. Yeah. So thank you again for watching, for staying, for listening to me ramble on. I cannot tell you how much it means to me. I honest to God feel like I have so many new friends and I'm just sitting down and talking to all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Truly, it means everything. And I'll see you guys in the next week. Okay.